mostly all of you may think that we are in the field of just power plants. In addition that we are everywhere. See, Samirati sir was talking about the electronic items for the aircrafts. I am the project director for development of cooling system for your electronically AEWS systems, for radar systems for the aircraft, because we have separate compact aircraft systems development and integration systems as a part of DRDO labs. We have different flights like Tejas, Mach-1, Mach, Jaguar, Sukhoi. Now India has taken up development of the advanced medium compact aircraft. We have the flights. We used to buy cooling systems because they have the radar system and jammers. So electronic warfare systems, they continuously emit heat. We need to have cooling systems to continuously cool them, because these aircraft are supposed to run at temperatures between -40 and +55 degrees centigrade. So in such environments they have to work. We have to have cooling systems to continuously cool. India was importing these cooling systems from Israel, France, and US. Now we have taken up the job of development. We successfully developed our Tejas Mach-1 and Mach-2 for casting, that is Dare, Ramir, and ADA, Advanced Aeronautical Development Agency. Now, based on those orders, we have been developing. We have developed for Sukhoi and for Jaguar. We developed. Now, after we are developing. So for defense, we are in all sectors. We are in the sea. We are on the ground. We are in the air. That means we are taking care of Air Force, Naval, as well as Army. Of course, I don't have to tell certain things in detail. Okay, that is for defense. Of course, in ISRO also, space we are there. We are in nuclear. We are in railways. We are developing cover system for railway protection safety. Most of you are aware that we got order for Vande Bharat, design and development of Vande Bharat. And we have been developing track set motors for railways for the last few decades. Then we are in electric vehicles, we are in chargers, fast chargers for EVs. We are in the design and manufacturing of fuel cells, electrolyzers, solar, wind energy, everywhere. DLC is present everywhere. Now we are talking about the artificial intelligence. We are talking about the database, big data, cloud system. Now enormous power is required. If you don't have power, can you work? Can your system work if your power is interrupted for a few minutes? So power is the main infrastructure. For any company to develop, grow, it's not just computers or AI or IT. First you must have good infrastructure. Infrastructure means transport, vehicles, roads, plus power. These are the most important infrastructure for any country. Even Telangana was founded in 2014. The then Chief Minister immediately focused on the infrastructure first. He immediately placed order for 5 to 800 megawatt thermal power plants plus 4 to 270 megawatt. He focused because power is the most important thing. Then he started building the infrastructure, roads. So for any state, for any country, this is the most important thing. Then only you can apply, you can think of artificial intelligence or neural networks or computers. Without core engineering, without development, no, nothing can sustain. So we have to give importance for the core engineering also. Now thermal power plants, yes. If your business to be sustainable, if you want to continuously work on anything, we have to have enough power. There should not be any power cut. So our thermal power plants we must look into 4 things important. Power must be available. Thermal power plant must be reliable. It must be safe. Another thing, it must be very efficient. Because most of the thermal power plants use fossil. See, 52 now, of course, we have been using solar, hydro, biomass, geo, wind energy. That has almost come up to 50% now. But remaining 50% is from fossil fuels, that is coal. Now, If you use more coal, that means you are emitting more SOx and NOx. More pollutions you are adding. In fact, for last 5 years, government, okay, there are two types of thermal power plants. One is subcritical, another is supercritical. Subcritical means, I am talking about the steam turbines. Subcritical means, steam pressure is below 221 bar. If you want to heat, if you want to vaporize it, it requires some latent heat. That means it consumes some heat. If you want to transfer from water to steam, below supercritical, you will have two phases of the steam, water and liquid. Whereas if the pressure is more than 221 bar, directly water gets converted into steam. It does not require latent heat. That means your plant is going to be very efficient. Higher the pressure, higher the temperature of steam which you are injecting into turbine, higher the efficiency you are going to get. So that's why the turbines which work on the steam having temperature and pressure more than supercritical, they are called supercritical thermal power plants. Indian government stopped, not only Indian government, most of the countries have stopped giving permission for the thermal power plant. For last 5-6 years there was no permission for any power plant. Then suddenly we started, after Corona, we started seeing the power shortage in the country. Then other countries stopped firing that they were simply polluting everything. Then India was obediently firing that no, why should we pollute? Then we wanted to satisfy without giving permission. Then country raised that no, without power we can't go. If we want to develop, if we want, see, how long should we be called as underdeveloped country? We have to be called developed country. For that, power is the most important infrastructure. Then immediately they started giving. We did not want to follow anybody. We wanted to give permission. Suddenly now BHL is under tremendous pressure because we are the only major company to produce the thermal power plants in the country. Even Siemens is a German company. Earlier L&T used to do them because of the lack of order they stopped manufacturing. Of course now government forced them to even take up orders. Adani and of course many people NTPC got permission for several power plants. Now we are under tremendous pressure to deliver these things because we have to meet the requirement. So the AI is the most important tool for us also. If the power plant has to be reliable and available and efficient. See, for every company, every individual, improvement in the efficiency, improvement in the productivity, these are the most important factors, whether it is teaching, wherever you see, productivity, efficiency, the most important thing. So here if you want to produce anything, shorter time for any product, see, quality and cycle time, reduction, improvement in the quality and cost ratio. For any company, whether it's BHL or somebody, these are the three important factors. So we want to use AI tool also for improving all these factors. I think I don't have to now talk about artificial intelligence. Only thing I can tell you is anything unnatural, anything which is not natural is artificial, that's all. See, while taking photos, he was asking to please smile. Then it was natural, it was not natural. It was artificial smile you were giving. So here also it is applicable. Yeah. Now I have to define what thermal power plant is. See here, we are heating water in a boiler. It is called boiler. For heating in fossil thermal power plants, we use mainly coal. Coal also contains ash. See how less ash it is called better quality coal. Of course, we have different types of coals and Indian coal is considered as medium quality coal because we have ash percentage between 30 and 40%. So that's why Indians import coal from like Australia because they have got very low ash coal. That means pollution is going to reduce if you use best quality coal. Sometimes our manufacturers, our thermal power plant industries add the Australian coal and other things. So here coal is being burnt to heat the water. See, open atmosphere, if you heat water, how much temperature can you get? Only 100 degrees centigrade atmosphere because it starts boiling at 100 degrees centigrade. But whereas in cooker, pressure cooker, what would be the temperature? Since it is fried, you are increasing the pressure. Once you increase pressure, automatically steam water temperature goes up. Steam temperature you can increase. That way, boiler is also like closed cooker. If you can maintain the pressure, you can increase the temperature. So for supercritical temperature, you can even increase the temperature of the steam output. Any temperature. Even now we are going for 720 degrees centigrade temperature. So far it is 520, 530 degrees centigrade. In supercritical we have gone to 60. India is the first country in the world to have advanced ultra supercritical turbines, which is going to be set up at one of the NTPC sites. It is designed completely by our Indians only. BHL with the help of DST, Department of Science and Technology, BHL and IGCR, NTPC, three parties came together and we have designed the plant. It can operate with a steam of 720 degrees centigrade. So what are the challenges? The temperature and pressure is more than 320 bar. Supercritical pressure is 221 bar, but here pressure is 320. Higher the pressure, higher the temperature, higher the power we get, higher the efficiency we get. Normally thermal power plants have efficiency of 30-35%, but with our AUSC plants we can get 46%. Now here in boiler we are generating the steam. That steam is flowing through turbine. Steam turbine means it is a rotating one. It has got one rotor. It is supported by bearings. Once the steam enters, say high pressure steam means high temperature pressure. It has got energy. That energy is considered enthalpy. Once it goes through blades of the turbine, it expands. Expansion means its pressure is coming down. That means it is giving its energy to the rotor. It is giving energy to the steam turbine. So that heat energy is being converted into mechanical energy. So that means it is rotating that machine. It is flowing through blade in such a way that it acts from radial as well as axial. It makes the turbine rotor to rotate. If you connect any machine to the rotating component, automatically it also rotates. If you connect the generator to the steam turbine, electric generator rotates. What is the purpose of generator? To produce power. So generator automatically produces power. That is nothing but this is the power we get. So everywhere now my aim is to reduce this coal consumption. So here I have to use AI. How can I use AI? Because we have plenty of data depending on the coal type, depending on the plant location. So we need to have large data. Based on the large data, how much coal, what kind of coal I should use, at what is the quantity I should not depending on the load condition. So all these controls, and the boilers have got already some safety measurements. Safety is the most important thing. Of course, I missed the point. Apart from efficiency, availability, reliability, safety is the most important. Fifth factor is now these days flexibility of any thermal power. So here I have to use then the boiler, then the steam turbine also I have to use AI. See, if something goes wrong, even though we have protection system, steam turbine is a rotating element which is under high pressure and high temperature. So any rotating equipment is prone to have vibrations. Vibrations may be due to any misalignment or unbalance or looseness in the bearings. There are several reasons. So if there are high vibrations, they are going to have high bending stresses. It will damage the bearings, it will damage turbine. Once it damages, then whole power plant will come to standstill. Say if something goes wrong, a 800 megawatt power plant will come to standstill condition. Suddenly you will lose 800 megawatt power. So we don't desire such thing. We have to protect the equipment and we have to ensure, we have to take preventive action to see that it should give me alarm. Before getting the problem should alert me something is going wrong based on that. Then immediately I can take action without even stopping. Otherwise, once you stop, even for opening a turbine, because it is in a hot condition, you cannot stop a turbine immediately. When any hot, heavy rotor is stopped at when it is 600 degrees centigrade, 5 degrees centigrade, immediately the rotor will sag. It will collide with the casing and you cannot use it. It has to rotate for at least 8 to 10 days to see that the temperature comes down. That means you have to wait for minimum 8 days. Then only you can open and repair. You have to avoid all these shutdowns. Then in generator, apart from taking care of the turbine, then electrical generator also, you have to be very cautious because it is rotating at say for us 50 frequency. But allowed frequency is 47.5 and 51.5. Within the tray it has to work because otherwise if the frequency is disturbed then we will have low voltage, high voltage problem here because entire production, whoever produces power, finally it is going to grid only. So all the equipment connected to the grid get disturbed. If we have high voltage, all equipment get damaged. So that's why we have to ensure that your frequency is within the tray. The power. Sorry, I am taking long time. Should I cut off? 5 minutes. Okay. So, this is how it. Yeah, now I will definitely come to A only. This is how it turn out. See, already I have spoken about this thing. There is the boiler, turbine, chimneys. Okay, because the steam has to be condensed. For that we need to have cooling towers. Same what can be used. See now, India is producing about 542 gigawatt power. This is the power consumption. As of now, out of which, coal. See, these red means fossil power, non-renewable energy. Through both we are producing about 42.4%, solar 29%, wind 10.5%, large hydro 9%, oil and gas 3.8%, nuclear or bioproducts 3.1%. And DHL has got more than 200 gigawatt installed capacity. Plus solar we have more than 52% of the power used in the country is by DHL. How power is consumed? Normally in a day, 24 hours. See, daytime because most of the industries work. So daytime, the power consumption is highest in the day. This is how solar energy is generated. It is also same highest in the midday only because we have bright light. In the evening we don't have. So this is how a steam turbine looks. Now I have sensed that you people are interested in only day, not the core engineering. Okay, I will see how long your A will work without our infrastructure. Okay, now this is the foundation. See, data we need to have data. Now how do you generate data? Because we always keep sensors to see whether, say for a bearing, now temperature, it has got some temperature. That is the gravity. You should not go beyond some 120 degrees centigrade. We keep sensors and continuously it is being monitored. If the temperature goes, it reaches say 90 degrees centigrade, immediately it will give us alarm. Then we will attend it, what is going wrong. If it reaches 120, automatically it trips. Okay. So these safety protections have been already applied. Similarly, vibrations are also continuously monitored. Steam pressure, steam temperature, power frequency is also being maintained. Sensing the frequency, it will immediately control the steam. Automatically, it reduces the steam if the low voltage is coming down. It reduces the steam consumption if voltage is coming up or frequency is going up. Similarly, it will increase as per the requirement. So this data is already stored. For several thermal power plants, we have such data. Then this data is very important for every equipment because there are heat exchangers, pumps, boilers, generators. For all such equipment, continuously our data is being generated and already we have stored data. Based on the data, now see, we don't have to wait. Now what is happening? It is giving you alarm and it's tripping. Once it trips, then we have to attend it and it takes time. Now based in with this data, immediately it starts analyzing what will be there. If there are vibrations, there could be several reasons. Based on the past data, then of course it sees other things also. We introduce our expertise. See, on its own it cannot do. As I said, see here our experts have to continuously see and analyze. Then they only they can conclude that yes, this is going to be a reason. Then if it is minor, they will continuously run. If it is major, then we will give indication that see, this is the time it is going to run. Meanwhile, you please get ready with these things. If the bearings have to be replaced, bearings have to be kept ready. Okay, 5 minutes. So this is the importance of data generated over the years. Predictive maintenance accident problems before they occur. Okay? Yes, I should know that what is going to happen. Based on that, I can take action without keeping the turbine shut down. I don't want the turbine to be shut down. And earlier we used to, of course, say every 6 months or every 1 year, they take shutdown and they go for maintenance, they check each other. But now we can avoid because of artificial this AI. Since it is continuously giving you picture, of course, if you add digital twins, then it is real time. It is giving you then what is happening. It will give you. You don't have to take any shutdown. Even sometimes, if everything is healthy, you can even run for 2 years without taking maintenance because every maintenance, every one shutdown takes at least 15 days. 15 days into 800 megawatt. So enormous power is lost. So we can avoid that also. And I don't have to damage anything. I can keep space and I can replace as a when required. Detection and fault diagnosis. Yes, it is going to alarm. It is going to without even before damage. It can tell you. Even you can rectify. You don't have to see that it gets damaged. This helps. Optimizing regulatory systems. Yes, depending on the load because see daytime solar power is going up. That time we have to reduce the power generation from the thermal powers because this power is not stored. Power is generated based on our requirement, based on usage only. If we utilize 1000 megawatt, only 1000 megawatt has to be produced. If you stop few equipment and if you are using only 800 megawatt, immediately we have to reduce, automatically it gets reduced. Now once you are producing solar power, you have to reduce that. Instead of 800 megawatt, you may have to reduce 400 megawatt. Then because of the AI, it will give you picture. When should you buy coal? How much coal you have to stock? Depending on the season. Because power consumption is different in different seasons, different days. So you can optimize the reserves also. You can save this inventory. So that way it keeps giving you these things. Smart production for safer operations, of course. This is taken care. Now, AI is emerging as a transformer technology within generation, which is able to analyze vast amounts of data, make predictions, and automate complex tasks. AI holds immense potential for enhancing efficiency, reliability, and profitability. Understanding the practical applications of AI is crucial for strategic decision making and risk reduction. And flexibility, because those days are continuously we are running the plants, but now every day we have to say daytime when you have enough solar power, we have to operate 40% load. Then again in the evening we have to increase our load. These equipment have to be flexible. They were not designed for that. Now even we are redesigning the material, these components, and we are ensuring that they are successful. They are ready for such operations, load reduction, load increase suddenly in a day. So that's called flexibility. So I hope that we are going to increase all these 5: safety, availability, reliability, cost, flexibility, efficiency, and of course reduction in the pollution, increase in the efficiency because of your AI guidance. Okay? Thank you. Oh, have you got anything? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So now let us, at the end of the summit, clarity session, just a matter of 5 minutes to conclude. So first of all, the success of today's summit goes to first all the faculty members of every faculty, everyone. I am just a face of the GVS, but behind me there are so many HODs, faculty members, non-teaching. They all work together day and night last 2 to 3 days. So I want to recognize some of the faculty because some few gifts available. And also, let us give big thanks to Nagaraj. Without these IIT Kharagpur alumni, may not happen. Sir, every month, one conference we need to conduct in our so, Saturday, first Saturday or any Saturday. Yeah. And total sponsored by IIT Kharagpur alumni.
So we can shift our
I want